Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at some news that are driving the prices to the upside just a little bit. And we're going to take a look at some price predictions and important support levels that I think Bitcoin can hold in the future if we do see more capitulations down the line, which is very possible. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor by any means. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So jumping into Cointelegraph here, as you can see, so this was released before the CPI data came out. And the CPI data came out lower than in June. So in June, I believe the inflation rate was at 9.1%. However, in July, it has decreased to 8.5%. And off of this news, Bitcoin and the crypto markets took off, and it seemed like they were unstoppable, and everything got so overextended so quickly. And I was talking to one of my patrons as this was happening because we are trading with him. And I did tell him that, in my opinion, this is temporary, and I don't think that we are flipping into the bull market just yet. So I'm going to leave all of the articles down below in the description. Let me know if you want me to cover these articles in future Bitcoin update videos. But you can see that there are a couple of predictions here, what could happen based on the CPI data that we got. And one other thing that is bearish long term for crypto is that Coinbase got hit with 2 fresh lawsuits. So in both cases, plaintiffs allege Coinbase made fraudulent and misleading statements about the company's business operations and compliance efforts throughout the class period. So basically, the SEC wants to prove that Coinbase was trading some cryptos that are deemed securities and so on and so forth. Basically, SEC is really trying to screw up every possible crypto company out there. So if you have some assets on Coinbase, I would suggest that you sort of, I don't know, maybe move them, but I wouldn't hold my assets on Coinbase right now if I had other exchanges available. And, obviously it is better to use decentralized wallets or cold storage wallets. And moving over to a big piece of news here. So Torrent price sinks 45% after US Treasury sanctions Tornado Cash. So this is a pretty big deal because this company got sanctioned and this mixer got sanctioned in the US. So now you are not able to use it in the US. And as you can see, we saw a huge dip with the Torn USD pair, and potentially we could see a recovery very, very soon. But this just goes to show that we are not out of the bearish news just yet. More companies could, get bankrupted. More companies can have some lawsuits thrown at them by the SEC. And one other thing that I do want to point your attention to is the Tesla charts. So if we go to the Tesla charts, you can see that we do have this peak here in November/December, and we do have a lower high here in March/April. Now, Elon Musk has recently sold $7 billion worth of Tesla stocks. Now, keep in mind, Elon gets paid in stocks, so he doesn't earn a salary per se at Tesla. He earns stock. So it's in his interest to take profits when he thinks the price has reached a certain amount of money. Now, on the other hand, there isn't a possibility that he's selling to have some money to buy Twitter, because he's got this whole situation with Twitter, who have opened a lawsuit against him, and they want him to go through with his proposed deal to buy Twitter for $44 billion. But Elon is trying to back off and, get the price lower with the bot situation. But you probably know what I'm talking about. So the last time Elon sold Tesla stocks was in April of last year. And as you can see, after that, we did see a pullback, a 3-month pullback. And before that, we did see the Tesla stock peak in December here, November, and Elon took profits in December, early December here, which was around about $1,100. So as you can see, every time Elon takes profits from the takes profits off of the Tesla stock, we usually see a move to the downside afterwards. So I would pay attention right now to the markets and get ready with some cash, because potentially we're going to see one last dip here in at the end of August, early September probably. We'll see what happens, but this is not a financial advice, obviously, but I'm still looking to buy, and I'm still looking to dollar cost average at these lower prices if we do end up having another capitulation. Now moving over to the Bitcoin chart on the weekly chart. So I am posting Bitcoin analysis on Twitter, and I'm posting Bitcoin analysis, more detailed analysis, on Patreon. So that's going to be linked down below in the description. And if you can see that I do have a Fibonacci retracement over here. So our swing high is in November and the swing low is in July or June last year, where we bottomed out with that correction. And as you can see, our technical target was here at $16,757. And we almost got there. We almost got there with this huge wick, and we haven't filled this wick just yet. So there is a potential that we may come all the way down here and have a nice double bottom pattern here if Bitcoin does indeed run into a resistance level and start coming back down. That is very possible, because you can see once you wicked here in May all the way down to $25,000, 25.5, you lost this level over here and you haven't had the back test of resistance. So potentially right now, you're going to back test this level as resistance and come back to $20,000, which I would very much appreciate and like, because at that point, altcoins would bleed and we will have a nice opportunity to buy into our projects. Also, I would pay attention to the 20 EMA on the weekly chart and the first fib level on the weekly chart, which is this swing low that we printed here in June of last year. We had a bounce, and right now we lost this level here, and right now we're looking to back test this level as resistance potentially. So the 20 EMA on the weekly chart and the first fib level, which is sitting at $28,800. So these are a couple of resistance levels that you want to keep an eye on. Like I said, $22,700, important support level. You have the 1.414 at $20,000 and the 1.618 at $16,800. Those are a couple of levels that I will be keeping an eye on. Also, switching to the monthly RSI here, I do want to point out the fact that we have two bounces, as you can see with the arrows pointing towards bounces off of this area around about 44 on the index on the monthly RSI. As you can see, we have lost that area and we're coming back into that area. Potentially we're going to reject this area or get rejected from this area as resistance, and we're going to have another move to the downside. Eventually we're going to start breaking this level and going to the upside, obviously, but we can do that right now. But I'm just not certain that it's going to happen this early. I do think we still have a couple of months in this sort of sideways market. And I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, but I'm hoping for another pullback, to be honest with you. But let's see, all these bearish news are kicking in, and maybe we get more black swan events down the line. Hopefully not, because usually those are not good things happening in the world. But be ready for both outcomes at all times. That is what I try to teach on this channel. As you can see, if we start breaking this resistance level on the RSI, I would flip even more bullish. But the most bullish indicator that I would look at personally is the weekly chart here, and with the moving averages having a bullish cross. So we have the EMA, we have the 20 EMA, we have the 55 EMA over here. And once they have a bullish cross, which is the opposite of this bearish cross here that we created in April. So once the moving average, the yellow moving average, that is, crosses above the red moving average, that will be your confirmation of the uptrend and of the bull market, because every time you have that, you start the bull market. For example, here in May of 2020, you had that bullish cross, and since then you got overextended all the way into May of next year. So this is a very similar scenario that we could be looking at. May 2019, we got a bullish cross. we could go all the way up, and from here obviously we went all the way up to $14,000 almost. So let's wait for this bullish cross, and after that you can start entering the markets if you're sitting on the sidelines. But overall, this is a good time to be accumulating because it's better buying here than buying here. So thank you all for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, feel free to join me on Patreon, and feel free to check me out in the Telegram chat. We have a chat where you can come in and talk with everyone about everything. So all the links are going to be down below in the description. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.